tell your younger self anything, what would it be?
It would be, don't give up. It's really hard. There's moments where it feels like nothing goes right. You're gonna be really worried, but if you keep working, if you keep being dedicated, and if you keep being passionate about what you do, it's gonna work out. You'll find the right people at the right time. You'll find the right opportunities at the right time, and you just have to keep working and trust that the things you're working on and working for will come at some point, and you're doing great. Just keep going. Hello, my name is Rodrigo Salgado Vallarino. I am a rising sophomore here at CU Boulder. I am currently double majoring in economics and international affairs, minoring in German, and getting a certificate on peace, conflict, and security studies. I was born and raised in Mexico City for 13 years of my life, and that's where I grew up. That's where I learned how to speak, being a Spanish native speaker, and that's where I grew up. As a kid rising and just growing up in Mexico City, I was a really happy kid. I remember just enjoying and just being happy all the time, visiting a lot of museums and just learning a lot about Mexico itself. I was really fortunate to go to a private school in Mexico and had the opportunity to speak and learn a tiny bit of English within my education system, and I was just someone really curious. I was always trying to figure out stuff, ask questions on the social sciences, about history and how the world worked and the government. So definitely a really curious kid. Specifically, I have 1 month and a half, 2 months to prepare everything for me to move from one country to the other one. I kind of knew 5 months before that, but nothing was really concrete until 2 months before the big day came. I would say that conversation was a mix of emotions, a lot of them. I was really excited. I was really looking forward to it, just moving to a different country, different people, different language, different everything. But then a couple of minutes later, that realization kind of hit me of, okay, you're leaving behind everything you know, you're leaving behind your family, your friends, your language, your culture, everything's just, you're putting it back and then you're moving to a different country. So it was a mixture of excitement and nervousness at the same time. I've always been a really family-oriented person, and my family as well. So splitting apart and leaving them behind was definitely the hardest part when just stepping on that car and driving into the States. When I first arrived in Denver, driving using I-25 was definitely really fun, really exciting, just looking at the mountains and just looking at everything that this state had to offer. I was really excited, really looking forward to just getting to my new apartment, getting to my new house, getting to know where I was gonna live and the school. But overall, I would say it was definitely a little scary just to be in a new space that I didn't know anyone or didn't know anything about the place that I was moving into. Yes, the moment I stepped into middle school, that first day, it wasn't even the first day, it was I stepped into the school to get a little meeting or a new student kind of. That's when it hit me. The school was completely different, everyone looked different, everyone spoke a language I barely understood. That's the moment when everything went from excitement into kind of an alert mode of this is different, this is new, I don't know where I am and I have to figure it out. Biggest barrier, probably the language for sure. Even having some English background back in Mexico, nothing prepared me to come in and just be in an environment where people spoke a different language than the one I was used to, and just speaking that language, understanding that language, and being able to develop in a different environment was the biggest barrier. Professors, teachers, friends, everyone was speaking a language that I did not understand, and I was definitely nervous when I first started talking of are people gonna judge me, my accent, am I mispronouncing words, am I understanding the right thing, am I understanding it wrong? So there were definitely just a whole process of learning, trial and error, and just adapting to a different environment. Sometimes I would feel people were talking amongst themselves or in a group of people and I did not understand and I could not contribute to the conversation. So that was definitely a big moment for me. Not because they were on purpose excluding me, but because I just felt I couldn't be part of them. I couldn't be involved, or I couldn't just connect with other people. Life during the pandemic was definitely interesting. Like many of us have our stories. When living inside of a really tiny apartment, like crowded, like super tiny apartment, 4 people inside of it, not being able to go outside, like barely knowing the language or anything, was definitely, I felt isolated. I felt like I came to this country with so many opportunities and so many nice things to enjoy, and then I couldn't enjoy them. I couldn't go out and talk to people, make friends, or try to make friends because I was just confined in this small apartment. Really a realization moment of you're here and you better take care of everything that's available to you. No one's gonna come and rescue you, or no one's gonna like give you all the opportunities. You have to work and go out there and look for those. So being in there by myself and realizing that I had to work and put work into like the language and school and the new education system truly taught me like discipline and like how to work to accomplish anything that I wanted inside of like my personal and professional goals. The biggest thing that it took away from me, probably my social aspect. I mean, I started like kind of speaking English, kind of making some friends, and then I remember clearly telling the one friend I had before the pandemic started, I'll see you when I come back from spring break. And I never saw him again. I never got to see this friend again, like my very best friend, my first ever friend in the US. Never got to see him again because, I mean, we just went back into our houses and then we never stayed in contact or anything. So social aspect was definitely something that COVID took away from me. When I'm stressed, when I'm like feeling over my head, or when I don't feel right, triathlon is always like my escape into like feeling better, letting all those feelings out, and then getting back at it and focus once again. Over the course of the pandemic, my dad being a triathlete for a really long time of his life, he kept working out, and then he invited me one day and told me, hey, do you want to come work out with me? And I was like, sure, I'm just sitting in my house, I don't have anything else to do, so might as well just do something and stay active. So I went down to a really like basement gym that this apartment complex had, and I started running, I started doing some weights, and then I got a bike, I started biking, and then we used the pool and started swimming. So I started training for a triathlon with my dad. I did my triathlon, my first one, and then ever since then, triathlon has become a part of who I am as an individual, and then here I am practicing triathlons every day. Usually get up at 4:30 depending on the workout.
What time do you go to bed at?
8:39 after journaling for the day. I would say the peace that it gives me, just knowing that I got up early, I'm doing something, and I am just starting my day off with the right foot. Overall, I think just the peace that there is no one out here, everything's so quiet, and I get to hear like and truly connect with what's happening around me and what's happening inside me. I would say my motivation to keep working and like demonstrate to myself that I can keep improving despite the improvement that I've seen over the years. There's always more to do, there's always more to chase, and I would say that's the one thing that wakes me up, that feeling of, okay, I did it yesterday, I do it today, and it's just a matter of keep improving. My dad always told me, if you're gonna do something, might as well you try your best at it. So I truly put that to work in the triathlon and got a lot out of that community and out of that sport that keeps carrying me forward. When I first came into high school, I heard of this program called Speech and Debate. And as someone who didn't know a lot of English, the moment I heard speech, I was like, I'm in. I want to improve my speaking. I want to be able to connect with others. Something that was so hard my first year in the US. There was a class in high school that was going to prepare me to speak and communicate effectively. So I didn't even think about it. I was like, all right, if you're gonna help me become a better speaker, then I'm all in, I'm ready. And so I joined the speech and debate team, hoping to get all of like the interpersonal communication skills that I saw a lot of people have that I didn't have back in the day. Ooh. Speech and debate changed my relationship with the English language in such a huge way. It truly taught me how to communicate my ideas, what I felt and how I felt it, and communicate it with everyone around me. Not only in English, but in every single language that I could speak. It truly taught me how to internalize an idea and craft it in a way that I could share it with other people and for them to understand the impact that it has on me and that the impact it may have on them as well. So when it came to applying to that TED Talk here at the university, I would say the number one person who supported me and encouraged me was my girlfriend. As someone who enjoys public speaking, I was looking for opportunities to do that in college, but I didn't find anything until TED. So I followed her advice, I applied, I tried it out and talked about a topic that's really important to me, being an immigrant. So I talked about immigration. She encouraged me and it happened. It was difficult, it was challenging. There were definitely times throughout the process of writing the speech, preparing the speech and rehearsing the speech that it felt like a lot, definitely with a lot of developments in many areas of life. It didn't feel like the right time to do it. I felt scared, nervous, kind of unsure if I actually wanted to do this. But at the end of the day, I had one goal, I had one dream, I had one passion, and I just kept fighting for it, and it thankfully happened. If it's a debate stage, I always felt excitement and eagerness to just go out there and share what I thought. If we're talking about the TEDx stage, I remember that feeling as something I'll probably never forget, as something that really struck me as accomplishing something I never thought I would, and being able to stand in front of so many people. I have the opportunity to share something that's so valuable and deep to me. I just felt so happy, honestly, just to be there and have the opportunity. Nervous, scared a little bit, but most of everything, just happy to be there in that moment. When it comes to a stage in general, my objective is always to make an impact on whoever is watching me. If that impact is a positive impact on changing their mind or making them laugh or make them have a good day overall, my purpose on being on a stage is always to have an impact of some sorts on whoever is watching. I would say that the immigrant mentality is this incredible ability that immigrants have to take a leap of faith into the unknown and look for opportunities. They are truly leaving behind everything they know. They leave behind their family, their friends, their language, their culture, and to some extent a person or like a part of who they are. And they're moving to a different place, truly looking to exceed and grow within the professional field, their personal field, or any other field. So it's just this ability that immigrants have to keep working despite difficulties and find a way to grow and get opportunities. My support system, the biggest one, is going to be my family. My mom, my dad, and my little brother. All of them play a different role in my life. They definitely play different roles. They are different voices in my head telling me to do different things. But my family as a whole has been the whole reason and the entire reason why I am here, standing here, sitting here, talking here. If it wasn't for them, I would not be here. I would not be the person that I am. If it wasn't for my dad, I would not be into triathlon. If it wasn't for my mom, I would not be the positive and happy human that tries to always be smiling in front of anyone. And if it wasn't for my brother, I wouldn't be this resilient to keep pushing, keep working, and just know that I have him next to me and just to keep helping me. The second one is going to be my girlfriend. She's definitely been someone who helps me, who pushes me, and who is always there for me no matter what happens. For me, that invincible force is just that drive that I have to work and wake up every single morning despite not understanding a language. Just keep trying, keep learning, keep working. Despite not being the fastest one in the group, just keep waking up, keep trying, keep working, keep training. And even if it's hard, just keep working and keep looking for new opportunities to develop.